going to do a quick demonstration on how to do a bicep adjustment. This is an adjustment that I do on every single top that I make that has sleeves. I'm pretty comfortable with the adjustment because I have done it so many times, but I know a lot of new sewists aren't as comfortable, and a lot of times I'll see people posting that they really just don't understand why their shirt doesn't fit in the arms. So this simple adjustment anybody can do. And I'm going to do a little quick demonstration on how to do it. So you can see I started by roughly marking my seam allowances because I don't want to account for the seams in my total measurement. Obviously, that fabric's not going to be there once it's sewn, so you don't want to account for that. So taking away the seam allowances, in my size, the bicep is about 19¼ inches, which you can see I've written here. And my actual bicep measurement with my tape measure flat against my skin, but imagine this is my bicep. Mine measures 19 inches. So my sleeves would be extremely snug in this case, especially if using a heavier fabric, which I plan to do like a waffle knit, sweater knit kind of thing. So I'm going to plan on adding about 1.5 inches to my pattern, and that'll give me some room for movement, which is my whole goal. I do not like tight sleeves at all. It's just kind of not so much a sensory thing, it's just I just don't like it. So we're going to draw a line from the center. Hopefully this is on camera. This is the center point of the shoulder that comes marked on your pattern. So that's an easy way to determine where to start marking. And then I just mark as straight as you can. Honestly, it's not science, but you want to be roughly close. And then the same thing, you're going to work from just under the actual point of the underarm. So maybe 1/2 inch down. And again, I just draw a line. So you can see with the intersection of the two lines, and then we can use our rotary cutter. If you're a scissors person, by all means, use scissors, cut on your line. And you want to go almost to the top, but not all the way through your pattern. You want it to stay connected. That's kind of like a little hinge. And you're going to do the same thing across the bicep. Not cutting completely through the pattern. So now you've kind of divided it up into four pieces. So we want to add, let me move this ruler out of the way. We want to add about 1.5 inches for my particular adjustment, and you can just use some scrap paper. I just grabbed 2 pieces of paper out of my printer. I'm going to turn this upside down. So to make your bicep larger, you're going to pull out the 2 points, just like this, to approximately, I do it on my cutting mat because I can eyeball, you know, this square column is 1 inch wide. So then if I split 2 more, that's going to give me approximately 1.5 inches. So yeah, actually that was a really good eyeball estimate. And your adjustment may be less. If you're doing a bit more, kind of requires a little bit more work, but don't let that frustrate you. You will definitely work out exactly how to make this work. And then just kind of fill in the 2 holes or 3 holes depending on how big your scraps were. Your scraps of paper, I used just a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper. So tape that down to fill in, and then you'll notice that here at the top it's no longer perfectly smooth. It's kind of got an indent. So again, we're just going to use a little scrap of paper, and we're going to use this scrap just to kind of fix that curve. And I tape it on there, And for the sake of this video, I will kind of blend this line. But honestly, I've done it so many times that now I just kind of eyeball and cut it. So then you can just smooth that out. So that removes the small V there, which you don't want. But you also don't want to add like a lot. You don't want to like change the whole shape simply because the measurement won't be the same and it won't fit in your armhole properly anymore. And then kind of the same thing here. If I can line this up directly on my ruler, and I hope this is on camera, you'll see that this is no longer perfectly aligned. So again, just a scrap of paper tucked in there, a couple little pieces of tape, and honestly, a lot of times I don't even mess with this bottom because I have to shorten the overall length of the pattern because my arms, I'm short, my arms are a little bit shorter than average, I guess. So then you can just use your quilting ruler and your rotary cutter to smooth right across. And again. So now this is smooth. We can line it up on our quilting mat, and we can now see that that extra paper in there has made the bottom of our sleeve where the cuff will attach. It's now smooth. And that's the simplest way to do a bicep adjustment. And you can see that this kind of, you can see the paper kind of lifts up, but that won't be the case when cutting out fabric because fabric has drape and paper does not. But that's adding 1.5 inches extra, which is going to give me the perfect bicep fit for my body. Yours may be 1/4 inch, it may be 1/2 inch. But again, this is a super simple adjustment that really improves your overall the overall fit of your garment and the look of your garment. And if you need this adjustment, you should absolutely do it. You saw how quickly it comes together. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But